Come on, that energy. Come on. Woo! Let's get it. Let's get it. I am Coach Stacy. Welcome to the Candid Conversation show. Happy Saturday, everyone.
Yes, happy Saturday, y'all.
Happy Saturday.
Hello, hello, hello. Listen, I'm Coach Stacy, certified life coach, speaker, and author, and I empower women and a few select men to dominate in their purpose. And you can go ahead and invite your people. I don't care.
That's what I just put it on mute because, we was getting a little feedback. The sound was coming through,
It's okay. It's okay. My testimony of overcoming domestic violence, cancer, and many traumatic experiences makes me passionate about helping people struggling and with wanting to throw in the towel, So that's what I do. Not only have I broken free, but I've helped countless other people walk boldly and authentically in their purpose over the past 10 years as a life coach. And right here on Candid Conversation, we have amazing guests who come on and share impactful stories, books, testimonies, their journey. I believe it's important to share your story. Right. I believe the experiences we are given are gifts to share with other people. You never know who's listening, and you never know whose life you're touching. You never know who's watching you and who needs to hear your story of overcome to give them just a little hope.
Amen, Pastor. Amen.
Amen. And today we have two amazing guests who are going to share a piece of their journey with us. And we're going to talk about who they are, what they do, and how they are impacting others. And ladies and gentlemen, Tyrese and Candice Lawless. I got the couple up in here. Before we get going good, though, I want to give some shout-outs. A big hello to the B5. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. My number one, Jessica B. Bryant. How y'all doing? Shout-outs to all y'all out there. Shout-outs. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to all of you guys listening and watching the Candid Conversation show. I know every week I make up a new tune.
Is that your theme song?
I gotta get one. Somebody know how to write a jingle, let me know so I can stick with one, because I change it up every week. I don't be knowing what to say. Candid Conversation. Oh, she got it. Oh, get it, girl, get it. She came up with one. But listen, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my guest so we can get into... Hello, Shantae. Shout out to Shantae. Hey, girl. How you doing?
Hey, Shantae.
Hey, Shantae.
Okay. All right. Now, anyway, let me get into introducing my guests. I'm going to go ahead and read their bios really quick, and then we're going to have some candid conversation. First, I want to introduce Mr. Tyrese Lawless. He is a husband, a father, a business owner, life coach, and an actor who was born in Wichita, Kansas. I don't know what he's doing in Atlanta, Georgia, but...
Hey. It's a good place to be.
That's right.
Yeah, right here.
Right here. That's what he's doing. She said, let's get that right here. Okay, I got it. Got it. Oh, that's so cute! See, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so since living in Atlanta, Georgia, he has appeared in many music videos with Sierra, Nelly, Mac 10, Jermaine Dupri, Ebony St. Paul, just to name a few. Mm-hmm. He has hit the runway in the following fashion experiences: the Bronner Brothers.
Yes.
Whew, Lord, International House Show.
What an experience.
Wasn't it an experience?
An experience, yes.
I'm sure it is.
Seeing hair made in different ways and all kind of stuff. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Upside down.
Upside down.
Inside out.
Inside out.
All
Different
the way
colors.
around. Different colors. I saw a dress made out of hair.
A dress made out of hair? Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was made out of B number 1.
That's the color of the hair. That's the color of the hair. See, I learned something there real quick. So he's also did Rip the Runway, First Step Fashion Experience, and Arts Meet Fashion. He started his acting career in the award-winning web series The Lion's Den and Karma, and he earned the LA Web Fest Best Supporting Actor Award. And he has had lead roles in the stage plays Unavailable, Stolen Lives, Secrets in the Island, Truth versus Slander. Oh, my God. 30 Minutes Later, Shades of Love, When the Church.
Yes.
I ain't reading the rest of that stuff. He done been in a whole bunch of stage plays.
A whole bunch. I played every role you can think
Every
of.
role. He's also appeared on BET's The Game season 6. And you know what? The first time when I met you and we talked about that, I had to go back and look. I was like, I don't remember him. And I went back. I saw you a little bit.
That me.
That was you.
Had my little shining
Little
moment.
shining moment. I said,
Uh-huh.
look at
Had
Tyrese.
my little shining moment.
Yeah, he's been in the originals, the Tyler Perry's Have and Have Nots, Bounce TV's Saints and Sinners, and he also has a starring role in the movie The Hills, Destroyed, Selfless, and many other independent films. So
And The Hills is available on Amazon TV if you.
Amazon TV, y'all get that?
You
Do
can
y'all
watch
got?
it.
How does that work?
I mean, you can watch it from your computer, watch it from your TV. You have like a Roku player.
Is it kind of like Apple TV?
Similar?
Similar?
Yeah.
But it's on.
Oh, okay. Like Netflix got its own.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, neat. See, I don't know nothing about
But it's
tech
on there,
stuff.
so watch it, people. Watch it.
Watch
I don't
it.
know which
The
camera
Hill.
to look at when I'm talking. Is it this one right here?
All of them.
I love them. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Okay, there we go.
It sounded like you was singing that song. This out. Walk it, walk it. Oh, okay. Oh, we on the gospel show. Okay. No. I'm just being silly today. Just being silly, people. Okay. And so anyway, so he's also the co-owner of Empower Media Enterprises. It's an organization designed to keep the people informed of the changing events, issues, and characters in our world through television, radio, and publication.
Yes.
Whew. What a bio. That's amazing.
Future author. Thought I plugged that.
Future author.
Thought I plugged that in there.
Oh, yeah. I think I kind of tried,
Yeah, you
accidentally deleted it.
see, y'all.
No, I'm just playing.
shade.
I'm just playing. Woo.
Getting dark in here. The shade is real.
I'm just playing. Y'all have to understand, this is not Tyrese's first time on this show.
This is my second.
He was here last year. He came and sat with us on Father's Day. Well, the day before Father's Day. And he shared his expertise when it comes to fatherhood and how you men can stand up and be better fathers.
Yes.
And, you know, the little lady that he shouted out that he wasn't married to yet. Well, guess what? They're now married.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. We got Miss Candace Lawless in the house. I'm going to read her bio real quick.
Do a lot of that.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to go real fast. Miss Candace Nicole is a celebrity blogger. She is the founder and CEO of Empower Media Enterprises. She is also the founder and president of Beyond the Abuse and Beyond the Books. She is a motivational speaker and a journalist, an actress, and most importantly, the daughter of a king. I like that. I like that. I like that. She is a mother of 4. 2 children she birthed, and of course she got 2 bonus babies that came with love from her husband there.
Yes.
And she has she's from a small town in South Florida called Stewart. I ain't never heard of that. Where is it?
It's just north of West Palm Beach. I have to tell everybody, like, I'm from West Palm Beach.
Oh, okay.
So they'll
Okay.
know where it is.
Population 12.
Hey, don't do that.
Oh, okay, my bad.
We're not gonna do that.
I'm about to get in trouble on air. Okay. Florida. She from Stewart, Florida, and she's looking to pursue her passions and on the search to give her children the best life possible.
Yes.
She relocated and made it right here in Atlanta, Georgia, and her life has not been a fairy tale
At all.
at all. No fairy tale. I love this lady right here, y'all. Y'all have no idea. She's
I love her too.
true. Well, we know you love her.
That's all.
I hope that you would. You married her.
Yeah.
He like, wait a minute, yeah, I did.
I sure
Okay, yeah, but she's truly amazing. She's been on
Yes.
a few TV networks to include TV One, OWN, Lifetime. She's worked alongside Miss Lynn Whitfield, the beautiful, amazing Lynn
She's
Whitfield.
a very
She-
amazing lady.
Yes, she is. She is. Rosalind Sanchez, Grant Show, Rebecca Whiskey, Merle Dandridge, and many, many more. And she's been overcoming her battles. Well, she's overcome a lot of battles that resulted from domestic and sexual abuse. And she's found the tools and courage needed to take back her life. And I commend you on that. She is now dedicated to helping others do the same thing. She just received the Honorary Award for Women Uplifted Awards.
Yes.
That was beautiful. I saw pictures. I wasn't able to make it. No.
Dark in here, man.
Y'all know I'm silly. I'm silly. I gotta get the
Wow,
energy
like,
going.
wow.
No, congratulations on that. I know that was her. She's like, how am I supposed to say okay after that? Look, that's a great honor. I wouldn't have said it if it wasn't. No. We just having fun, guys. We just having fun. But that's Mr. and Mrs. Lawless, Tyrese and Candace Nicole. They are some amazing people. I wanted to bring them on here to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about relationships today. They've both done some very notable works, as you heard through their bio, and they are impacting lives, and I am so very proud of them.
Thank you.
We know that this is your second appearance on Candid Conversation.
Yes.
And
Two.
you were single then.
Yes,
No, he was
I was-
taken.
I was
then.
taken.
He was taken.
Wait a
Someone said I
minute.
was single.
See
I
how
was
she fixed that,
taken.
He
y'all?
was taken. Man,
See, that's why I love her. Y'all see that? That's why.
Get it right.
get that corrected.
She
on the
get it
books.
right,
Get
man.
it on the record.
She's like, wait a minute, let's go back. But you guys hadn't married yet at that
Right.
time.
Right.
And when did you get married?
December 14th.
2017.
Mm-hmm.
Whoo, a whole 7 months.
Sem.
Seven.
Not 7, but 7.
7.
7.
How's that journey been?
And it's been interesting, actually. It's a beautiful thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but the journey has been interesting. You know, it's ups and downs, and we're just getting, you know, we're still getting to know each other. But it's been, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Amen. I like it. Woo, woo. Y'all hear that? See, marriage ain't a bad thing. Now, you say that. Now, can you foresee 6 years later saying the same thing?
I do. Like, he's become my best friend, and that's the first thing. Like, we built that foundation first before we got into
That's my
anything.
best friend. That's my best friend. You better.
I think
You
that's my
better.
best
Before we got
friend.
into
Best friend,
anything
that's my best friend.
romantic or,
Yeah.
you know, anything, we built a foundation of friendship.
Yes.
That's
So
good.
that's what makes it, no matter what. The days we don't like each other,
Mm-hmm.
we can still.
Even
Go
the day
on.
she punched me in the throat.
That's
you know,
true.
we still-
And I was on a.
necessary sometimes.
See, he made me forget what I was going to say. He's so silly. I thought I was silly.
But that's what makes us like so authentic.
Yes.
Because it's fun.
Yes.
Our marriage, our relationship, our partnership is fun.
Yes.
You know, and in every marriage, you want to have that. So that's just what makes us gel so much together, because we can both be silly but serious at the same time.
At the same time. At the same time. See, and I like her. She like me. We savages.
Yeah, y'all savages for real. I know how to cut deep.
Well, South Florida. Sorry.
That's at Florida. I ain't from Florida, but I know I'm a savage. I can got some people on there that can test to that. But I'm okay. I'm okay. In a good way. I'm a savage in a good way, okay? Good way. Good way, everybody.
Savage in a good way.
In a good way.
Put that on a shirt.
Yeah.
Just I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. See, we getting the entrepreneur ideas going and everything.
But what was the last quote we had? What was it? Petty ain't profitable. Was that what it?
Yeah, petty ain't profitable.
See that shirt? There you
I
go.
saw you take my quote.
I didn't take it. I didn't take it. I just
borrowed it.
I borrowed it.
He just, oh, okay. See,
But I ain't used the cent because it ain't belong to me.
I'm just playing. I can tease Tyrese like that, y'all. I can tease him like that. And she got his back, so I ain't gonna tease too much. But
Oh, she a thug. She a thug for real. She a thug.
I ain't gonna tease too much.
South Florida.
But I was a
Thug,
guest on a show last week, and we talked about let's see, here I am for take somebody else's topic. But we talked about why are people getting married nowadays? Why? Because, you know, relationships are not like they used to be. You know, people stay married 56, 70 years, you know, unless death comes or whatever. But now it's just like divorce is the end thing. It's the thing to do.
You know, I think it's because people go into marriage with the idea, okay, if it don't work, I can always
just
get a
get
divorce.
divorced.
And that's the wrong idea. Wrong idea.
So
to
you're
have.
already, the foundation is already not how it should be.
Right.
Like, you took these vows, and I don't think people really realize what they're saying. You know what I mean? For better, for worse. And sometimes we get to our worst. But, you know, is that hurt?
Death. To you do
Somebody-
right by me. Death.
Yes.
But you have to be willing to go through those things, and is this somebody that I'm willing
You
to
grow
fight?
through what you go through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. You grow through what you go through. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that's a really big topic, though. Because I don't think people get it, man. It's a mentality?
I think it's just people like the idea of a wedding.
That's
They
good.
focus more on the wedding than the marriage.
Yeah.
They focus on what everybody else gets to see than what's going on in the background. And they
Right.
just
Big weddings, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars spent, and then
To
6
impress
months,
people.
a year later, you're not together.
You're not
anymore.
even together anymore.
or they do that to impress people who they ain't gonna talk to in 6 months no way.
Right, right.
Because most weddings have nothing but spectators.
True,
So
true.
Yeah, free-
Now you guys are still newlyweds because you've been, of course you were together for a while before you got married, but you're still fresh. You're still newlyweds. At this juncture, at this point in your life, what is something positive that you can put out to the universe, to put out to those people who are just getting married and already at 6 months saying, you know what, I don't think this is for me.
I would say giving up is like taking the easy way out. When it comes to marriage, it's a commitment. You have to stay in it. When God gives you that right person, you have to stay in it with them. It's going to be ups, it's going to be downs. But as long as you have a solid partnership, a solid friendship, a solid relationship, whatever situation you have going on, it can easily be turned around.
That's right.
But you have to work together.
That's
You
right.
got to work together on it.
That's right.
I think
That's right.
too, you have to learn that the marriage is with you and your partner, and keep all these other people and opinions out of it, because a lot of times that influences.
Your thoughts, your
Yeah,
actions,
yeah.
your choices.
So your partner and God. That's all that needs to be a part of the marriage.
I
Take
agree. I
advice from
like
single
that.
people.
I like that answer. And you made me think about, I had a conversation with a client, actually just on yesterday, and we were discussing issues within their marriage, and of course I'm single now. Everyone knows that. But I have been married a couple times. I ain't tell nobody how many. But
What's that number?
I can't say it. I know.
Blink twice
Blink
for
twice.
2. Blink 3 times for 3.
I ain't giving that away right now.
Put your hands on the table. Like
On the
this.
table. Okay. So I have, been married several times, but when I'm giving that type of, I don't like to call it advice, but when I'm coaching, I don't like to give my input. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't say so. When we had the conversation and the person was saying all of that their partner was doing and blah blah blah, and when they were done, I just said, well, that was your choice.
See, there go that savagery right there.
Is that savagery?
It's honesty,
But
and I
it's
think
honesty,
people
yeah.
need.
It's
honesty.
very honest.
You
That
need somebody to tell you the truth and not just what you want to hear.
Exactly. That was your choice to marry that person. Now it's time for you to grow through your choice. And that's not necessarily saying that person is wrong with what they're doing and you're right, or you're right and they're wrong, vice versa. That's not even necessarily saying that. But you have to find a place where you get next to God. You get close to him. You find your prayer room, your prayer closet, or whatever it is, however you pray, if it's on corner. And then you ask God to show you.
But that's true.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to, because, asking him to change the person is not going to happen.
Yeah, you have to know that sometimes you just have to give the entire relationship, the marriage, the issues to God, because it can become overwhelming.
That's right. That's
So,
right. You have to.
That's a key now for me.
I guess that's a hot topic for me, because I did used to pray that prayer. Please change them. Oh my God, change them. And it was me that needed changing. So that has to be, y'all hear that? Y'all, this is some good stuff right here, for real. Y'all have to realize that, it was the choice that you made. And you have to ask God to show you how to deal with the choice that you made. Order your steps. How are you supposed to walk? You made that choice. Not saying that God put it together or he didn't, because people like throw that in there too. Because he gives us free will, right?
Yes.
I think, he knows what we need. A lot of times, I think people have problems because they want what they want. You want God to bless it, but you don't want to wait for him to give you or bring that person to you or send that person your way.
That's right.
So I think that's a lot of problems, just waiting, just being patient.
Mm-hmm.
God, this is what I want. I learned, for me, I went through one marriage prior to this one and then a relationship. I just had to be more detailed.
That's right. That's
in my
right.
prayer. Like, God, don't send me no foolishness, okay?
Okay. Okay.
I usually don't speak on the show.
No, you don't usually speak. My producer's in the house. Whenever he does, I kind of get a little nervous. I don't know if he gonna set me out on.
We don't see nobody.
Yeah. Am I doing something wrong? But go ahead, producer. Yes.
So,
Question.
Remarried, is that correct? Because I know there's situations, right?
Uh-huh.
People have domestic violence.
Uh-huh.
It could be any violent
That's a good question.
situation that goes on.
Say it again so I can translate it for the audience.
What I'm saying, so is it correct to just get married again to make,
So you've gone through a situation like domestic violence or something like that, and you're divorced. Are you asking, is it right? Is it correct? Is it politically correct? Is it biblical? Which one? Is it biblical to remarry? Well, I ain't no preacher, so don't ask me.
I'm not either, but I think I want to answer that just from myself because
Yes.
my first marriage, it was domestic abusive, so that's why it ended. Again, as I said before, you get into these relationships and it's not really what God
Put
had
together.
for you
Right.
anyway.
That's right. That's right.
So
people get married, just like relationships, 4, 5, 6 times.
Yeah, they.
When do they know, does that...
at some point you got to be like,
At some point, you
okay,
gotta be like, this
Yeah.
ain't for you.
Yeah.
You need some time to yourself.
God, what's going on with me? But I think, I don't think it's people say, okay, well, you shouldn't marry again or you shouldn't ever divorce and things like that. I think the reason why we come to those crossroads is because we don't allow God to bring that partner to us. So
That's
sometimes
good.
he steps back and lets you get what you want because it takes that and it takes you having to go through those things to get your attention back on him.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I have someone say, yes, that's right. God will show you instead. You know what? I think she was referring to when I said you're asking him to change the other person. Yes, that's correct. So I just wanted to address. Thank you for your comments. But yes, I agree with you. I know one of my marriages was domestic violence, and it took a long time for me to even come to grips that it's okay to divorce him. You know what I mean? Because biblically, I was like, okay, am I going to be able to get married again? Like, what, is this right? I'm supposed to stay with him even though he's whooping my tail, It was hard to come to grips with that. And I'm glad he asked that question because I wasn't sure.
But the thing about it is God forgives. I think our issues is we allow everybody else to dictate our forgiveness. God forgives us. And if God forgives, then I should be able to forgive myself and keep it moving.
That's right. That's right. Good question. Thank you.
Good question, man.
Good question, man.
I'm reading some, I should, yeah.
And if anyone wants to chime in with that question, even after the show, because I'm going to do a little research on that. I need to know if it's okay. I can get married again.
You look at the Bible app and see what it says.
I'm just playing. I ain't trying to get married no time soon. So anyway.
You said that, all right.
That'll be marriage.
Remember.
I know, right? This is a really good topic. I still want to talk more about why are people getting married these days? Like, what's it for? Do you have a reason why? I know you guys have just explained why you got married, but are we really thinking about why am I getting married before I make that step? Am I really thinking about that? Is it not you guys have become best friends? Are we best friends? You know what I mean? Before we make that step. It's not, what's going to happen later. It's right now. Like, do I see myself with this person for the rest of my life? Because I know me, probably
And
why
that's
I'm
a
not
big
married
question.
now, because I'm with somebody and then a month or two later, I'm like, yeah.
You ain't got
And you
any
can't-
nuts already?
Yeah, and you can't do that when you get savage.
See,
Can't do that when
Here we go. See?
That's a check.
it's a what?
Check point where he's like, I gotta check myself.
Yeah, hey, I'm all for checking myself, and you know what? That's how I know that, because I checked myself.
Sometimes you gotta do that.
You understand what I'm saying? I know that, so it's like, why I'm gonna jump into this marriage, and I know in 6 months I'm gonna be like, ew,
I don't even like you.
Be like,
your nose is so ugly.
you got crust in the corner of your
I'm
eyes.
trying to
Why
tell
is
you,
your hairline
and you,
way back there?
yeah, and it's been back there.
It ain't looked so far.
Hey.
in the beginning.
Thomas Scott says, some people are so desperate to be with someone until they forget to seek God for their mate. If God does not approve of the relationship, then it will not prosper.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely. Thank you for your comment, Thomas. We agree 100. We agree. We in
Yes.
agreement. I agree
Yes.
with that. I agree with that, because that's how I ended up in the marriages I was in, because it was what I wanted.
Hey, put your hand
You-
out.
You-
She
twice
put
or
that
two.
under the table. Wink.
I'm gonna get you, Tyrese.
Wink once. Yes, no.
But I'm just saying, I jumped in there.
Yeah.
I didn't seek God. I didn't seek nobody, really. I just was seeking my own personal.
This is what I want.
Yeah, and this is what I want, and it wasn't for me.
And that's true. I mean, you know, I've been through that too. You know, married someone because I thought that's what I wanted, and I really was looking on the outside instead of digging
That's
in
right.
deep
That's
and
right.
taking the time to really know that person.
That's right.
And after you say that, I learned a serious, valuable lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Serious lesson. So
You do.
it's very important that you really take the time to, one, search inside and seek yourself first, but also learn more about that individual before marriage is even a thought.
And even with that, I think, while you're in waiting, you need to ask God to make you that woman, make you that wife for that
I ain't in
man.
wait. Don't talk to the.
In waiting. But that's a term.
I ain't wait. Talk to the audience. No, I'm just
While you're in waiting, ask God to because we want God to bring us this amazing man.
Right.
But then you're not an amazing woman
Hush
for
truth.
them. So
Yeah.
you got to make sure you're prepared
That's right.
for what you're asking him for.
That's good. I'm so glad you made that point. Once again, another client on the other spectrum. I was just saying that as confirmation I was right. I knew I was right anyway. But anyway, so we have this long list of what this man is supposed to be like, or woman is supposed to be like. Are you lining up with anything on that list? I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that, and it's not to knock my sisters. I promise, it's not. But you can't expect what you're not giving.
I mean, that goes for men too.
Mhm.
I mean, at the same time, a lot of men want a woman with the nice slim figure, but you 325 pounds,
Yeah,
receding hairline, like
Yeah.
no, you. What's the term? You have to be what you want or be what you expect.
that's right.
It
That's
starts with yourself first. If you want someone that's honest, true, that's poised, that's professional, that's classy, that takes care of herself well, brothers, you gotta do that too.
That's right.
You gotta do your own laundry sometimes.
That's right. That's
You gotta
right.
learn to do that. You gotta know to cook.
Right.
You can't expect a woman to do that. You gotta be able to do those things yourself.
Right. And then with all of these things that we're talking about, what can we do to go to longevity? Get to, you know what I'm saying? What can we do to get to longevity?
Communication is
Yeah.
key.
I like that. Communication.
You
That's
gotta
my number
talk.
one.
I'm not really a huge talker
We can tell.
anymore. I'm asking God to work on that part of my life. But
As
you
far
gotta talk.
as far as
true, though.
communication,
You
though,
got to. You have to.
I was saying that too on the show the other night, that a lot of people aren't communicating. That's why marriages
they
aren't
do.
lasting. They're not.
You pray, I punch.
Like in 10 years, and
You pray.
You didn't-
pray. I punch.
yeah, you didn't even know I like apples.
I've experienced that.
Like, it's been 10 years, you didn't know? Where did our communication go?
I mean, and even with the issues, we can talk about the things that are good, but you have to be able to talk about the uncomfortable issues too.
Right.
Because if you don't, you hold on to that, and then it just mounts up, and then when you go off, it's bad because you've held on to all these things all this time.
The other bam I want to talk about with that, I feel like communication is the number one. But the other lady that was on the show, she was saying self-awareness. And I think a lot of times these marriages fail because people just don't even love themselves. And when you don't love yourself, there's no way you can love someone else. Right? Y'all agree with that?
I agree. You got to get to know yourself. You got to love yourself, before you even envision of being in a relationship or loving someone else. Because if you don't, you're going to carrying that baggage or carrying the life issues into that relationship, and it's going to cause turmoil.
But and to speak to that, that's the ideal situation. To know yourself, to love yourself, all, the whole nine. But even if you don't have all of that all the way together.
Right.
You have to be willing to make those adjustments as well.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, some good nuggets on here for us single people. Anyway, moving on.
We are living
If you guys are out there and you want to chime in the conversation, 770-988-6461. You're welcome to call in. We just having fun today. It's Saturday. It's the last day of June.
Ooh, June, man.
Gosh.
Tomorrow, July 1st, it's my birthday.
Tomorrow's your birthday?
No, the whole month of July is my birthday.
Jesus.
I started my countdown already.
Me too. The whole month.
When's your
Tomorrow,
birthday?
it's July 5th.
Okay, you close. He way down.
I'm
down
in
the
Oh, you're a
toward the
Cancer?
end. Yep.
Oh. Oh, okay. Cancer men are good men. They a little sensitive, but they good men.
Somebody asked me.
I heard you over there. Got my producer live over here today. He say it again. Libra. Oh, they are definitely sensitive men. Lord.
And see, I'm a Virgo. Somebody asked us last weekend.
It's like a weekend.
Last weekend, how can me being a Virgo and a Cancer?
That's a compatible sign.
I think so.
And here we are talking about signs, but I mean, it's personality traits. Let's
There
use
we go.
that word.
Let's use
Y'all have a compatible personality, and sometimes it's hard with a Virgo and a Cancer because you're a little savage. But see, they a little sensitive, but that's okay. Y'all compatible.
We balance each other out.
Y'all that's the word I was looking for.
That's it. We
Balance
each
it
other
out. What you got, he got. What he got, y'all know what I'm trying to say.
What she got. What I got, she got. That's
That's
how
what-
marriage works.
That's what it's supposed to be.
That's
That's what
how
it's supposed to
marriage
be. We just having fun today. But yes, tomorrow is July 1st. So I'm accepting all gifts.
In form of cash,
And
cash app,
Cash App,
money order, food stamp.
dollar
Yes,
sign,
Prepaid.
Stiletto Boss. Dollars. I gotta tell them what it is.
Okay, there you go.
Dollar sign, Stiletto Boss. Cakes. Flowers. Okay, so it's the whole month. So anyway,
Something for each day of the month.
each day of the month, and then I might pick you to be my Nah, that don't work. I don't need no husband. So anyway,
Y'all fellas, y'all hear that out there, right?
but I want to get serious just a little bit more. The one thing that I thought was really prevalent in you guys' case is that you have bonus kids because you
Yes.
had kids prior.
Love my babies.
I know, yes, I love the babies too, but a lot of people don't. How do I say this politically correct? It's hard having a blended family. It's not easy, right?
Blended families are hard. I think the difference with us is we didn't come in with this is my stepson and this is my stepdaughter because already
There's a
it
separation.
shows separation
Yeah.
and differences. I'm going to treat this child different than the other. So I don't call Elijah and Taraya, my stepkids or my bonus kids, those are my children.
Children.
you know.
That's right. That's right. That's good. That's good.
But it is hard. I mean, people raise their children a certain way. I'm very old school. I don't even with
She old school.
my
Like, I'll ask
son.
questions later.
And my daughters, I don't have no problem with chopping you in the throat, or just look at them,
Right.
and they already know what that means.
Right.
But as I said, when they come in, we come in from two different families, and children are raised a different way, and then you also on the other side of that have to deal with the other parent. There's a lot of things that come in with that. Good thing is, he has a great relationship with my children's father.
That's good.
That's
and then,
key. That is key right there.
I have a great relationship with his
Now,
children's
how can we make those things happen though? Like, and that's good that you have a relationship with him. That's good. But what can we say to help others get to that point? Because that's not happening. It's, I don't want my kids around so and so, and I don't want to do this. And you have to understand, I heard on B103, oops, I didn't mean to say the name, but I heard on the radio the other day, and they were talking about just this. They were talking about if the baby daddy had to go pick up his kid, and he had his new girlfriend with him. You heard that too? And he had his new girlfriend with him, a new wife, whatever. I just put anything in that spot. Why is the baby mama getting mad?
Because she ain't let go.
And it's all about maturity.
It is. And so I feel like these are like, we need to tear those type of walls down. Like, you guys are no longer together. They're moving on. And now he's got to find a way to blend his new family.
Right.
And that doesn't help that if it's, I don't want him around my, it's just,
That same energy you pass on to your kids. If your kids see that everybody's getting along, it makes
That's the key.
things so much smoother.
Because the kids are watching.
Yeah.
they are watching.
For me, I'm a woman's woman. So I had no issue with reaching out to his children's mothers.
Woman's woman. We're
Because,
going to have to talk about
I'm
what
not
that is
intimidated
later.
by
Yeah.
them or who they were, because that's the key. They were.
Right, right.
So I can reach out to you and let you know that I'm the woman that's going to be around your children, so you should be able to build a relationship with me so you are comfortable. And knowing that, I love your children just like I love my own. I'm going to treat them just like I treat my own. I'm going to discipline them same way I discipline my children. So it has to come to that. A lot of times we don't want to do that. You don't want to deal with the other parent, but
Right.
it's necessary.
It is
especially in
very-
a
Especially
marriage.
being in a child's life.
It's very necessary. And it's unhealthy for the kids when you don't make the effort to make the blended family successful. I watched Jada Pinkett. Of course, she's got the new Red Table, and she had her her stepson's mom on, and that conversation was just so eye-opening to me. I mean, I've never had an issue. I've never been one to had an issue. I was not, I lived in a home, my mom and stepfather, and it was dad, it was daddy. I mean, of course I knew my dad, but it was daddy. So things like that didn't bother, but then when you get older and you seeing things going on out in the world, you like, oh my God, is this really happening? Like, are they really having an issue because their child is with, I just don't get that. But I'm glad to see you guys are being successful and making that work and making that happen and making the kids feel that they are in a healthy environment, when that happens. I just want you to share with them some tips on how they can make it happen too.
As I said, you just first of all, you gotta be mature enough to be able to do that. To be able to talk, again, communication, your actions too, because I don't know you, and to leave my kids
With you. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk
We
to
know.
you and I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
I don't play about my
And there's
children.
nothing wrong with that, because that's communication.
I was say communication is a big
And it's a relationship. So now, I know it sounds kind of quirky, but all of y'all in a relationship. But you are.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
You are.
And the focal points of children, you got to realize it's about the kids. It's not about self, what you want. It's about the kids.
Right.
Our youngest daughter, she was in this marathon thing. It was Girls
walk.
on the Run. This
5K.
Yeah, it's 5K.
run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the most beautiful thing was her dad lives in North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and he and his wife came here, and we were all together supporting her.
Mm-hmm.
And
And the look
it
on
was
her
just
face to
yeah,
see all of
just
us was like,
to see everybody that
Yeah.
loves her in one space.
Mhm.
It just, I mean, it makes it
Beautiful.
so much. Yeah, it was amazing.
That was beautiful. I'm sure I didn't see it. I'm sure it was beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So y'all keep reaching out to people, sharing your story, letting them know that blending families, it can happen. It's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some communication. It's gonna take some of these baby mamas letting go of their hurt, bitterness, and anger. Some of these baby daddies letting go of their ego, and we can all live in one happy family.
exactly.
I'm not trying to take your place.
Yeah. And you
You're
could never
always-
do
yeah,
that
I can-
anyway.
Right. But, you know, I'm here now.
Mhm.
And as I said, I mean, you know, I want to make sure that they're comfortable with me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it works.
Well, I got another question from someone in the audience. He says, Mr. Thomas Scott says, at what point in your courtship did you all realize you were right for each other?
Our relationship moved pretty fast.
Go
First of
down
all,
in the DM.
See?
Down in the DM.
Okay, there he go with the
Down in the
DM.
DM.
I'm telling you, these men and the egos, honey.
Girl.
So
I
you
ready to
was,
shut it
he,
on
and he
down.
you was in his DM.
He said I was in his DM, but however,
She's like,
you
hey,
want to pull
daddy.
the document.
I'm sorry.
See?
I'm playing. She was. She was.
See?
She was.
See
No,
what?
I'm ready. I got time for it.
You got time? Look, she done
I'm ready.
helped up and got a little closer to the mic, you know. Okay.
Back up.
Yeah.
But I mean, first of all, for me, just coming out of a relationship, I wanted something different. And if you want something different, you got to do something different. So he and I, you know, decided we weren't going to build our relationship around sex.
That's good.
We were going to get to know each other independent of that. Because a lot of times it's like you get into relationships and y'all getting it, and then after that it's like,
Let me
what
tell
I really
you.
like about you again?
Nothing but the
So-
sex. I was just gonna sex will mess it all the way up.
Till lunchtime.
You said lunchtime?
No, after.
Oh, okay. I'm like lunchtime. I missed something now. Let me find a lunchtime. Okay, anyway. This,
It's like, what does that mean? What
I
is-
know, right? Let me Google that. But yeah, sex will mess it up. Y'all done made me miss my train of thought. But I agree with you. Sex will destroy a relationship, especially if you have not taken the time to get to know the person, because that's all you really like. There's no communication, and there's no anything. You just, okay, well, let's just have sex.
Yeah, so when it stops, then what happens?
Mhm.
What do you have now?
That's so true.
I would say for me, like, the moment when we built a real solid friendship, a very solid friendship. And I think one of the things to me that really stood out about my wife is that she held me accountable, and she told me no sometimes.
She don't even play.
She don't even play. Like, and I observed how she handled my kids. That was
That's
a big
important.
Thing. That was a big thing.
You
for
said
me,
that a
how-
year ago.
I sure did on
You
Father's Day,
sure
didn't I?
did. You said that a year ago. I remember
Look
that.
at
Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at God.
Yes. That's good. That's good. That's good. I hope that answered your question, Thomas Scott. Thank you for commenting and asking a question. Dwani says, I like that Candace don't know why others don't understand. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. She said she liked that. Y'all,
Get that together.
it's
Okay.
the last day of June. I'm telling y'all, I'm too excited. I can't even think straight.
You got your birthday.
My
all- your
birthday
is
starts
all right
tomorrow. It is just, whew. Anyway, so we have talked about relationships and bonus families. What's next on the horizon for you guys? Because I know y'all do so much. What y'all got going on? Y'all got something going on?
I'll let you go first. Ladies first.
We're working on a few things, just developing personally.
That's good.
And then leading to professionally. We have been in the spotlight for a while,
Mm-hmm.
in the public, I'll say, not the spotlight, but in the public. And sometimes you have to just step back from that
Mm-hmm.
and focus on yourself and continue to grow your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So those are things that we're working on now. Becoming a life coach.
Woo!
Yes.
Go on, get it, again.
The coaching experience.
Yes.
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 So excited
yes.
about that.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I'm looking to do some traveling to Africa, praying to God.
Yes,
next
that
year.
sounds good.
Do some more speaking engagements. And then I've also taken on training to become a financial advisor.
Awesome. Awesome.
The experience has really opened my eyes
Mm-hmm.
financially. So,
Okay.
training
Okay.
to do that and coach others to be able to do the same and be free financially.
Awesome. Awesome. Y'all gonna give up acting to coach?
I am.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Wow.
So
that's
I will say this because I've been asked this.
And he
question.
always said, I ain't
Yeah.
giving up acting. Look.
No, but in all honesty, for me, I think acting is great, and it was great. I feel like that put me, it's given me access to certain people in the Atlanta area, but I feel the direction where God's taking me in my life now is away from that, because I've seen that industry, I've seen what it offers. Now I know how I can take what He's really given me and I can impact those in that industry.
That's
You
good.
know, if the opportunity comes open, you know, to act and, you know, someone wants to pay.
Look how you cleared it
hey,
up.
depending
Yes.
on
yes.
the work,
Yes.
I may take part in it, because where I am in life, I can't accept just everything that's thrown at me.
Right.
Because I am a husband now.
Mm-hmm.
I have children, so there are certain roles that I refuse and will not accept or take at all. But the biggest thing is, I feel like God has taken me in a direction. What did you say?
Because she don't play.
Because she don't play. Yeah, I feel like God is taking me in a direction, one, to be a life coach, to focus on my self-development, but also tie that into my book that I'm preparing. So I feel
That's right, future
where,
author.
where I'm going now. So
Okay.
as far as the acting piece, hey, it was cool. I enjoyed it. I love it. But I feel like now it's more about me impacting the world right now. Helping people, helping men who's been through being single fathers, or men who are going into a marriage with a blended or bonus, bonus children. I never heard that before, so that's why.
Yeah, I like
wanna
that.
say that. I
It's
like
just
that.
catchy.
But that's where I'm at now. You know, the Tyler Perry call. Hey,
You might have to go on and say holla and
I might
go.
have to say
Go check
yes.
him out.
what we're talking about. But other than that, that's the direction I feel where
Awesome.
my life is going right now.
I think, and two, we've realized that you may be talented in something, but that's not necessarily your purpose.
That's good.
So it's about chasing purpose now.
Talent and purpose are two different things.
That's right. That's right. And you guys know that I feel like purpose is just helping someone else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all our purpose is. Get yourself right up here so that you can help somebody else get themselves right. And pass the torch on and on. Pay it forward. July 1st. $, stiletto balls, pay it forward. Oh, I went somewhere else.
That
didn't
was a plug. That was
I know, right?
there is no gift too small.
None. So, as I get ready to close out today, I want to first and say thank you guys for coming on the show. I know I'm silly, but this is Candid Conversation. This is what life is all about. I don't have time for the tight shirt stuff. I can't do it. I can't breathe. So I have to bring the life and the energy out in you. So I'm thankful that you guys said yes, came on the show, shared your time, shared a little bit of your journey. Leave us with what your favorite motivational quote is.
I'll let you go first.
I got so many.
I was
of
going to
them.
say, I have a few.
Oh man.
Yikes.
What gets you going and fired up?
Mm.
I'm sorry.
Hold
Stay
on, go
quiet.
ahead. Go. I mean, if you would have said scripture, I could have went there.
Well, give us a
But,
scripture then.
My favorite is Matthew 6:33. That's the one I actually have tattooed on my wrist.
Okay.
But it's seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Amen.
And for me personally, as long as you seek God first, everything you need to live and survive, not everything you want, but everything you need, He will always provide.
Awesome.
Always provide.
And for me, I guess too, faith without works is dead.
They
That's
came on here
just
giving
a,
scriptures, baby.
The works part is just being your patience.
Mm-hmm.
Like we ask God for things, but you have to be patient, be willing to wait for Him to bless you.
Okay.
I got my quote now.
Okay, what's your quote?
So my quote is by Eric Thomas. Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. Which
That's
is
good.
true.
That's
No matter
good.
how talented you are, but if you got someone that's new, they can easily outwork you.
Right.
And bypass you.
Right.
So every single day you wake up and go out there, you got to work hard.
Work hard.
gotta work hard.
Work hard. Y'all got it? Work hard. Thomas Scott says, Coach Stacy asked my brother to share the crayon story with you. By far, every time I hear him tell the story, it blesses me. Maybe it will bless someone who is going through something. Is it quick? Or you
This
gonna
is
tell
quick,
me?
so I can sum this up. So crayons, we've all used crayons growing up as kids. You know, crayons, you have Crayola, all different kind of brands of crayons. And going through elementary school, going to class, we would see all the crayons. They'll be broken, be ripped, be chipped off, be stripped. And in a way, we are as people are like crayons in a way. Because we go through a process of being stripped, we go through a process of being broken, we go through a process of being tossed around. But the thing about a crayon is, regardless of how it's broken, its purpose still never changes. Because
That's
even
good.
though it's a red crayon, if it's broken, it's still gonna color
Color
red.
red.
So that's the same thing about us. Even though when we get broken, at times our purpose is always still there; it never leaves.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. As I close today, I want to share Acts 2:42. It says, they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. We learn a lot about what community looked like in the early church. It included things like sharing meals, caring for one another, worshiping together, and praying together. The early church took community seriously. It wasn't just an occasional event or gathering. It was regular and it was ongoing, and they valued spending quality time together, and they did it often. We see in the early church a focus on what matters, which was the Word of God, fellowship, worship, and prayer. We saw in the early church that what mattered, the body of Christ doing life together. And we see that it isn't just a once-a-week event. It also isn't about being a church in one place or even in a building. The Bible says the Lord added to their number every day. There was room for others more and more. In our culture of focusing so much on individual desires, biblical community can seem a bit strange to us. But it's all about relationships, and that is something we can grasp even in this me-first world. Relationships always involve sharing. It involves your time, it involves your experiences, material goods, and even more. And sharing also requires an ongoing personal investment. It endures through joys and struggles over the long haul. Doing life together is one of the strengths of biblical community. The gift we share always has room for others, even when it is messy. As I leave you today, think about what ways you can invest more in your relationship with God and with others. You have been watching and listening to Candid Conversation with Coach Stacy, where we have real people, real topics, and real stories. Right here on 108 Praise Radio, where we voice the gospel. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. And another shout out to all of you out there. Thank you for listening. We will see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.